I'd like to welcome everyone to the Greene County Board of Commissioners meeting, Thursday, May 12th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Mr. Kugler?
Here.
Mr. Corrales?
Here.
Mr. Gould?
Here.
Will you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Approval of the minutes, May 5th.
Move to approve the minutes of May 5th as recorded in our package.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Approval of work session minutes, May 5th.
Move that we approve the work session minutes for May 5th as submitted.
Second motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
We know you're here.
I lost my fuzzy.
Any public comments?
No, sir.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, and it hurt.
Oh, golly. Okay, let's back to the action here. Approval of vouchers.
Just one, our monthly shared cost reimbursement at Job and Family Services.
Good. If there are no questions, Mr. President, I move that we approve the vouchers of May 12th.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Travel and training.
All are local and routine in nature, nothing to point out.
If there are no questions, I move that we approve travel and training as submitted.
Second motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Transfer appropriations.
Moving some money around to make the Shawnee Hills debt service payment there for sanitary and developments closing out the fiscal year 19 CHIP grant. And the one there for the BOCC is the cost to Moody's for our bond rating for the jail.
Do you have any idea how much longer the Jamestown bond runs?
Shawnee Hills debt service, Deb, do you know when that drops off by any chance? That
That's
sounds
good.
about right.
That's
yeah.
good. Just curious. Motion on transfer of appropriations.
Mr. President, if there are no questions or comments, I would move that we approve the transfer of appropriations.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Personnel actions.
Well, sanitary engineering is losing 2 to the county engineer, so we took all the air out of all the dump truck tires. But we were able to hire 3 this week, so.
Good. Good.
I move that we approve personnel actions as submitted.
Second motion.
Vote on the motion, please.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Sean Prell.
Sean Prawl has been with
Prawl.
the sheriff's office for 28 years. He's retiring. He began in 1994 as a deputy in the jail. He became a road deputy in 1999, detective in 2006, sergeant of the law enforcement division in 2010, captain of patrol in 19, and quickly became major of the law enforcement division in March of 19. So he's been promoted several times, received several awards throughout his career, and this resolution wishes him well in his retirement and future endeavors.
Great career. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we really got to know Sean. He stood up big time when we had the levy for the jail.
He did.
And he was
Did a good job.
all over, and even though we didn't win that, we couldn't have asked for a bigger and better effort from him. Go ahead, you want to go before I put a motion?
Oh, yeah, I was just, yeah, Sean's been a fixture at the sheriff's office, and he'll be missed, but I wish him well. I know he said he wants to basically enjoy life instead of just being an officer his whole life, and I can relate.
I bet you can. With that, Mr. President, I move that we approve the resolution honoring Major Michael Sean Prawl.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Corrales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
National Peace Officers Memorial Day.
Well, given his background, I think I'll pass this one back to Commissioner Gould.
Well, every year, May 15th is set aside to officers who have given their life in the line of duty. And I know the last couple of years have been very difficult in that field. Besides the obvious loss of the lives, talking to some of the chiefs this morning, they were lamenting how many people are either retiring or just leaving the field. I looked up some stats, and considered killed in the line of duty in 2021, nationally there were 617, and so far to date this year there's been 105. Now, with all due respect, those killed in the line of duty, they do consider natural causes that are related to it. There was a lot of COVID deaths that they attribute to that, but the one that stuck out was the shot in the line of duty. In all of 2021, there were 346 officers shot in the line of duty. In 2022, there have already been 101, and it's on a record pace. And it's just a reminder of how dangerous that job is, and how important it is. Because I've told friends who are in the business that no one likes a police officer unless you need one, but when you need one, you want one. And I think people need to remember that, and so I think this is a very important day to remember that.
Well said. Any more comments?
Go ahead. No.
Motion?
Oh, my motion, okay. I move that we approve May 15th as National Police Officers Memorial Day.
What I meant to say when you asked if I had comments is, you said it all. That
That's
was
what
very
I thought.
nicely done.
Yep.
I second the motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Well, I think we almost need every month to be Mental Health Awareness Month. I mean, what can I say about it? It impacts just every segment of our population, every piece of commerce. I mean, just anywhere and everywhere. We hear it all the time that there's folks with mental illness, and not only just mental illness that needs to be focused on, but just our own health, our mental health. We've gone through a pandemic. We've unprecedented times. From kids all the way up, it's impacted everybody differently. But during the pandemic, being on calls with teams, challenging people to come up with one positive thought every day in the midst of all the chaos that we were dealing with wasn't always easy. But we need to focus on that every day, and that's what this resolution does. Just draws attention, not just to mental illness, but just our overall mental health, and keeping tabs on that and how important it is.
Well said.
Yeah, I think, before I make the motion, Mr. President, our folks that handle mental health in our county, they do an outstanding job with little resources. And I think it's getting more and more vogue that people recognize and understand that they're affected, much more of our population. So, yeah, we have to do what we can. We just talked about the sheriff's office. I mean, we know the people we put in jail, what percentage of those have mental health problems? And that's not the place that they're going to get healthy. So anyways, I couldn't agree more. And Mr. President, I would move that we approve the resolution for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Second.
Vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Establishing a new fund, 4006.
This will be the fund that we'll use to pay all the expenses related to the construction of our new jail.
Design and construction.
Right,
All
correct.
the expenses.
All
I
the
just want to be
expenses.
clear. This
Yes.
is everything.
Right.
Okay, if there are no more further comments or questions, I move that we establish new fund 4006.
Second the motion.
Vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Establish Fund 3005.
Fund 005 will be used for the debt service to pay back the $30 million loan that you entered into for the jail. So we'll take sales tax receipts, put them in this debt service fund to pay those loan payments.
Mr. President, I move that we establish new fund 3005.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Board appointments, Family Services Planning Committee.
Ms. Elaine Bonner would like to be appointed to the Family Services Planning Committee for a 3-year term to begin July 1st and end June 30, 2025. We discussed her application in the work session. She's in charge of fundraising and some other items related to the Emerge Recovery and Trade Center.
Should be a good addition. Do we have a motion?
I move that we appoint Elaine Bonner to the Family Services Planning Committee.
Second motion.
Please vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Board appointments, Family Services Board reappointments for Family Services Planning.
Yes, Miss Leslie Bates, Miss Pam Hamer, Miss Rebecca Supinger, and Miss Catherine Wolf would all have agreed to interest in being reappointed to that board.
Mr. President, if there are no questions, I'd like to commend these folks for stepping up and helping, and move that we approve the aforementioned folks to the Board of Greene County Family Services Planning Committee.
Second.
Vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Approving an application for a road project.
Silver Creek Township's going to do some culvert pipe repair and then associated road repair on Hefner Road. Total cost $3,500. The county engineer has agreed to expend $2,850.61 for that project.
And they're picking up the rest?
Yes.
I move that we approve the application for the road project in Silver Creek Township.
Second motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Declaring property no longer needed.
So we're continuing to dispose of all the property at Greenwood Manor. We had some miscellaneous kitchen equipment that we sold by private sale a few weeks ago, sold that to the Emerge Center. We've had Bridges of Hope come out and take a look. Councilman Urschel was involved in that. They came out and took a look at some materials that they might be able to use, so we have a list here of some other ancillary equipment we'd like to sell to them by private sale.
Motion?
Yeah, Mr. President, if there are no other questions, I'd move that we declare property no longer needed as defined in the summary report for private sale.
Second.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Bid award, pump station improvements.
We'd like you to award the bid for the Grange Hall Booster Pump Station and the Indian Ripple Booster Pump Station to the Ryder Company for their lowest and best bid of $1,649,000.
These are being refurbished.
They are being upsized.
Okay.
and, yes, due to all part of the Green Forward campaign.
Gotcha.
It'll be able to pump more water in that direction.
I move that we approve the bid award for pump station improvements as submitted.
Second motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Authorize expenditure of funds, sanitary engineer.
Sanitary Engineering would like approval to expend $1,350.90 to host the Township Trustee Association meeting.
Second motion. I move that we approve the expenditure of funds. Should I second it too?
Second.
First it. Vote on the motion, please.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
We have another authorization for expenditure of funds, or you're going to have two parties.
A lot of sanitary engineering traffic this week. So the team hosts various meetings throughout the course of the year, so they'd like authorization to spend up to $300 for some light refreshments in some of those meetings.
I move that we approve authorizing expenditure of funds for sanitary engineering for the quarterly meetings.
Second motion.
Vote on the motion, please.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Authorizing the expenditure of funds for the commissioners.
Yeah, now you guys are throwing a party.
Yeah.
Traditionally, commissioners host the September meeting of the Township Association, so we'd like authorization to spend up to $2,000 to supply food for that event.
They're always beneficial. Mr. President, I move that we authorize the expenditure of funds for the commissioners for the Township Association.
Second.
Please vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Authorization to apply grants.
So Sheriff's Office, the IDEP and STEP grants are two that they go after every year. It reimburses up to 1,100 hours of overtime for some stepped-up targeted enforcement.
If there are no questions or comments, I move that we approve the authorization to apply for the IDEP and STEP grants for the Sheriff's Office.
Second the motion.
Please take a vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
Okay. Jason, would you like to come up and talk about your program here?
So Jason Tinku, Director at Greene County Sanitary Engineering, 667 Dayton Xenia Road, also a customer at Greene County Sanitary as well. So thank you for the opportunity to talk about a major initiative that we've got in front of you today. Just a little bit of a backstory here. I've been in the business for about 24 years now, and whenever I peruse the community and talk to people, over the last 24 years, they're like, will you please do something about the hardness of your water? So it's really, it's career, exciting for me to be able to deliver, an opportunity for us to improve the water quality within, the utility. So, and where in 2022 can you find an organization that is increasing levels of service and product quality and keeping the price the same? It's just kind of unheard of in the day and age we're at. So, have a unique opportunity to increase our water system capacity and add softening technology today. And I've got 3 requests in front of you. The first one I wanted to present was the Shook. I wanted to talk about the Shook amendment. So Greene County is recommending the approval of what's called a guaranteed max price, a GMP amendment to the Shook AECom joint venture, and that is for the Northwest Regional Water Treatment Plant upgrade, and that's pending final approval of the loan award through the Ohio EPA of DEFA. So Greene County and the BOCC have entered into an agreement with Shook and AECom in February of 2021. And over the past 15 months, the design has advanced from preliminary to bid ready. Shook and AECom have prepared what's called a guaranteed max price, and that is the maximum price that we will pay for the delivery of these capital improvements. We used a delivery method called progressive design build, which actually brings the contractor to the table versus handing a scope to an engineer, having them design it, and then having to negotiate any flaws within the design through change orders. So you bring the contractor to the table, you work with them to design the plant and the project, and then they deliver the project for you.
But, Jason, to be clear, it's a time and material type of contract.
It is.
Pay them for what they do, but it can't be over whatever amount we said.
Correct, and it's open book. They've put out competitive bids for various packages that they showed us the bids that they received, and that's what we negotiate on. So obviously what these improvements are going to do is going to increase the delivering capacity of the water plant and the water system to 12 million gallons a day, but it's also going to be able to give us the footprint within the confines of the plant to eventually get to 16. Growth projections are difficult to do. We know that the market, Greene County market, has been hot. Who knows what the economy is going to do, but at least we're going to have the footprint for future to be able to expand this to 16 eventually.
And what are we today?
Today, on paper, we're at 10.5. If you talk to the plant staff, we can put out about 9.5 due to some limitations within the system. But this will take our capacity to 12 million gallons a day, expandable to 16. It'll also include a membrane softening process, which is kind of a popular technology that's been catching on in this area. Huber Heights recently did one. Miamisburg did one. But if you have an RO system at your house, that's essentially, it's a large-scale RO system. So definitely a higher quality water. Right now we put out around 30 grains per gallon of hardness to our customers. We'll be down around 9 or less than 10. And the reason you don't want to take it all the way down to 0, some people are like, why don't you put it out at 0, is that it's too aggressive at that state to put it into a public water system. So the EPA will only let you put it out about that 9 grains per gallon. So topic of conversation is, what do we do with our water softeners? We get that a lot, and we're going to be very careful with our wording and say it's going to be up to personal preference. Some people want to be down to 0. The one thing that we are stating is that you'll be using at least 60% less of salt because of the softened water. So that's another financial, metric that end users, as they look at the affordability
He's
of
got to
this.
be ready for that, right? Dana? all the
Yeah.
throwaways.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's definitely something other communities have dealt with, is finding, opportunities to do bulk disposal of softeners, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Jason, if
Yes.
I do my math in my head based on some numbers, that additional 4,000 gallons a day should handle about 6,000 new units or new families or buildings or in the county, so.
we did a detailed study ahead of this contract that basically looked at all the developable land within the jurisdiction and the service area, and then we basically allocated, X amount per acre for future capacity.
Yeah,
So-
6,000 homes, a lot of homes,
So.
so, okay.
So yes, so this amendment request is obviously to amend the Shook and AECom contract to advance the GMP. If we do agree to moving this forward today, there could be construction trailers on site within the month of June. One of the drawbacks of delaying any further is interest rates. Each month, the Ohio EPA DEFA does a rate analysis, and they adjust accordingly. So we do anticipate, if we delay this too much longer, we'll likely see an increase on, interest rates. But interest rates just in the past few months have gone from about 0.5% to 1.5%. So
It's a lot of money.
it is when you're talking about a 30-year loan at this amount. So that is the Shook AECom piece. The second piece that we've got in front of you is,
Want a motion for that first?
We'll just go and do this motion first.
Yeah,
Is that
we're gonna
okay?
do them all separate, so yeah,
We'll do them all
if you're
after.
ready,
Ready?
otherwise.
wanting me to paint the picture and then you guys can vote, or you want to, okay, just do
Yeah,
it this way.
just have to do it that way.
Okay.
Question, and I forgot what I was going to,
Make something up.
to ask you. I can't make it up.
Math in your head.
Yeah. I can't remember what
can
it
do
was.
it on part
I'll
two.
I'll get you later.
You ready?
Yes.
You ready, Dick? So I would move that we approve the GMP amendment with Shook slash AECom for the Northwest Regional Water Treatment Plant upgrade pending final approval of loan award from the Ohio EPA DEFA.
Second.
Please vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
So then the second action request is for amending our contract with Arcadis. So in the model of progressive design build, typically you'll hire what's called an owner's agent. We had entered into a contract with Arcadis to help us scope the project, and basically they develop the scope and they oversee the design build bidding documents and the bid process. So Arcadis has been right at the table with us, kind of as our inside consultant, making sure that Shook and AECom are doing what they need to do, making sure the process follows Ohio Revised Code, all of those things. So the second phase that we're recommending of keeping them on board as our owner's advisor is to do construction management, inspection services, construction oversight, and startup and commissioning support. So they will have a trailer on site overseeing the project, making sure Shook and AECom are complying with the bid specifications and meeting, inspection standards and whatnot. So very important. This is a lot of unique inspection services that, we don't have the capacity or the expertise to do in-house. So,
Sounds like you have a good team.
yes, we do.
Where are these guys located?
We're working with the Arcadis Group. Brad's out of the Cincinnati office, so yeah, they're a global company,
Are
though.
all these folks back here?
Yeah, I was going to ask to just to give a shout out to the team if we
Please
can.
do.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Is that the shout out?
well, do you want to go through this first?
Well,
was
let's make a
pretty
motion on
minimal.
this. Let's make a motion on this.
Shout out now.
I move that we approve
crap.
Arcadis
Yes.
as the owner's advisor for this project.
Second motion.
Please vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Morales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
By the way, I know what my question was now.
Okay.
What's the schedule look like for completion?
So anywhere from 22 to 24 months from the time they step foot on site.
Okay.
And just keep in mind, I know Brandon talked about it at the last commission meeting, market conditions are very challenging right now, very long lead times. Shook has been very impressive, Shook AECom, about, getting making recommendations to cut downtime and to accelerate long lead time materials and things of that nature. But just for example, Brandon talked about it before, ductile iron pipe, they're holding pricing for a day. So it's a really, really tough market right now, so.
That's today. So when this happens, that was a good question, Tom. I'm glad you remembered it. When it happens, will it happen all at one? One day it's hard water, the next day will it be progressive? Will you have certain areas of the county turn on first and see how that works and then go the rest? How are
Yes,
you
so-
looking at the rollout?
Great question, and the EPA, what they do is they closely oversee that because you're changing the chemistry of drinking water. So what they make you do is called a corrosion control study. So you analyze the impact to the piping and to the network and all that stuff. So it'll slowly blend. We won't flip the switch and get to 9 grains per gallon in a day. It'll slowly blend, and then as we do that, we're going to be doing directional flushing too, because we're going to be out in the system. So we will be working through dirty water calls and doing the best we can, but we're going to progressively flush the
So it's
distribution
like a
systems.
month process or so?
Probably a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good, thank you.
Has there been any information that has shown where by going from 40 grams down to 9 grams, that period of time, health-wise, or is anybody reacting to that change in water?
No, there's no documented health impacts from
I
going.
mean, I know when I go travel and go out west someplace or Midwest, I never drink the water because it's different. My body reacts differently to it. So I was just wondering if you had that same situation.
No, and I will say that, the reverse osmosis, the membrane softening gives us another level of protection. There are studies out there that show that it takes out additional contaminants as the process too.
Good.
Yep. So then the third action item is making financial adjustments to our rate structure to afford the project. So Greene County is recommending the approval of water and sewer rate resolutions, amending the regulations to revise service rates for Greene County water and sewer. And basically what we're recommending doing is adjusting the water rate increase by 3%, increasing the water rate by 3%, and decreasing the sewer rate by 2.25%. And if you're a basic water and sewer customer, what that does is it leaves your total estimated 6,000 gallon per month bill at the exact same $82.70 that you're currently paying. So we are increasing the water, but we're decreasing the sewer. So it's a very unique spot to be in to be able to do this rate balancing. And just for comparison purposes, we do have 26,000 sewer customers. We've got 18,000 water customers. And Commissioner Kugler was asking about this before. We do have 1,000 water-only customers, which in turn will see a net increase in their rate and won't be receiving the decrease in sewer. However, the thing to think about, it's so negligible. What was the calculation? Less than $2 a month, I think.
$1.20 a month, about 15
$1.20
months
a
year.
month, but then they'll also be benefiting from reduced salt usage as well in their softeners. So we feel like this is a really good deal for our customers to receive soft water. Our sewer-only customers, we get a lot of grief because over time they have been relatively high because we had a lot of investments in growth in the county for a long time. And we'll be dropping those sewer-only customers. We'll see a 2.25% decrease on their billable rate too, so.
Jason, the one thing you didn't talk about was the increased reliability to our water system by being independent from City of Dayton through Montgomery County pipes and the issues we've had over the last couple of years, so.
Right, and you guys approved earlier a bid award for a project that increases the capacity of our booster stations. So what that's going to do is going to allow us to push Greene County water out to the areas that we currently buy water from Montgomery County and Dayton. It's a huge it's financially advantageous for us to do that. We can produce it a lot cheaper than we can buy it from them. But like Brandon said, it puts us in control of our source water quality. There has been a lot of traction out in the news about PFAS contamination within the area around Wright Pat, as well as it being detected within both Montgomery County and Dayton systems. So we did a screening of ours last year, and we didn't discover any PFAS contamination or even any detections within any of our source water areas. So,
And I understand that we are presently paying Dayton and Montgomery County $500,000 a year to get that water.
That is
All
correct.
that will be saved and go towards paying this off.
absolutely.
And also, won't the membrane technology would filter out the PFAS?
There are studies out there, and I'm by no means am I a PFAS expert, but there are studies out there that show the longer chain PFAS does get screened out. Of course, our main focus is keeping it out of the source water, but if there was some contaminant, that does give us another level of protection.
One thing you failed to mention,
Yes.
starts January 1, 2023.
January 1, 2023 is when
Be a
the
few
rate
months
changes.
before any of these rates kick in.
Correct. We bill 60 days in arrears, so, those usually won't hit until probably yeah.
First quarter.
So, yeah.
So I got a couple questions.
Yes.
Is there any opinion out there that, of people that don't want soft water? Is there any reason not to want soft water?
None that I've
Okay,
received, no.
so nobody's saying, I don't want it.
No.
It's not worth it, or health problems with it.
I have not heard
Okay.
that from any of our customers.
Will you talk a little bit about the out years? Okay, so this increase and decrease sounds reasonable. What are we going to expect for the years after that?
Yeah, so we do have a 5-year plan to be able to afford this. We're taking on a lot of debt because it's not just this. It's our AMI system, the new water meters, and it's these booster stations. It's all of these projects. So rather than bring you a package today that said, hey, please approve this rate balancing over 4 years, that we plan to come to you year over year. But we have a 4-year plan that is rate neutral to our water and sewer customers, just as Jason
Rate
pointed out.
neutral?
Not rate neutral, but what am I trying to say? The impact will be neutral, just like this. So
Zero
3 up
impact
and
to
2
water and
1/4
sewer.
down, keeping that bill the same.
Okay.
That's
okay.
our plan, but you don't know what inflation's
I
going to
get
do
that.
to our
I mean, we
expenditures.
can
That's
only
our best
plan for
plan
what we
right
know
now
today.
today.
I
Okay.
think that's good, just doing
Yeah.
it 1 year at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah, and the first loan payment will come due in 2025 for this, so we will be building up the balance, between now and then in order to pay for that first debt service payment.
Good, thank you.
Yep.
Do we have a motion?
I would move, Mr. President, I would move that we approve the water and sewer rates resolution amending the regulations of the Greene County Sanitary Engineering Department to revise service rates for Greene County water and sewer systems initiating 2023.
Second.
Any further discussion? Please vote on the motion.
Mr. Kugler?
Aye.
Mr. Perales?
Aye.
Mr. Gould?
Aye.
And before Jason introduces the team, I just want to take a second to say thank you to him and to the team that's here. I always tell you guys, you pass things in a matter of seconds sometimes or minutes, but I just want to acknowledge the couple of years that have gone into getting us to this point. It flies through here. Not that you guys have been involved all along, but you don't see the nights and the weekends and the hours that get put in, or the sleepless nights that him and his team go through agonizing over this stuff. So I really appreciate all your efforts and the team's efforts, everybody, to get us to where we're at today. I'm excited about moving this thing forward, but it didn't happen with a flick of a switch. There's a lot that went into this.
So that's why I made the comment. You obviously have a good team, understanding, having gone through that in my previous career. And so, it takes a good team working together to
Absolutely.
make it happen. And I think we're tickled to death that
And that's
we're
one-
taking Greene County to another level.
Yeah, and the one thing that I failed to mention too, and we spoke about it earlier today, is Greene County has been moving, well within that affordable range of the 63 jurisdictions that are studied each year for water and sewer affordability, and we continue to move up in affordability versus down, and we're proud of that. I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm a customer. I talk to customers all the time, whether I'm out at Kroger or out in the community, and it means a lot. So I'd like to acknowledge Deb Eisnagel and Randy Gilbert from my department. And then also we have representatives of Clear Consulting, who's been our program manager, Arcadis, and Shook. So really been a great team to sit at the table and figure things out, how to deliver this, effective, cost-effective, and, streamlined as much as we can. So thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, this concludes our agenda. Do we have any commissioner comments? I do want to ask, we're not going to have a work session, right?
No, sir.
I do want to ask a question. I talked to Commissioner Gould a little bit ago. I got a call from a township trustee, and he was asking about gas aggregation. I had never heard of anybody that had that. And I asked Commissioner Gould to maybe get a hold of CCAO and see what they have, if there's anything out there on natural gas. but I've never heard of it, so that was a
So
question.
we do, we're involved in a co-op for our own gas or
Right.
gas usage that we do. I believe that there is a program out there, and we can certainly look into that. It would take legislation, of course, pass through you that, just like we did with the electric, but not just pass through you. You would have to put it on the ballot. It would have to be voted on
Okay.
by the folks in the unincorporated areas and passed, just like the
Affected
electric. They
area.
have to give you the authority to
Right.
deal on their behalf.
And given the times, this may not be a good time to go out try to get bids on gas. You never know. what's
Or it
gonna
may
go
be a
up.
real good
Or
time, who
maybe.
knows?
It might be the best time to get the,
Get it going anyway.
people, it's on their mind.
Right. Also, I don't think you read it yet, the All Glades County letter where they passed ordinance to restrict the whole county on solar. We just got that letter. I don't know if you saw it yet.
I did
It's
see
in
it.
your box, yeah. I just thought that was interesting.
That's gonna go to an appeal, I'm sure. right?
No, Senate Bill
Chris,
52 gives you the authority to do that. I mean,
The whole
30-day,
county, unilaterally?
You can
without-
do-
Unincorporated.
all the unincorporated areas.
Okay,
Now, it's subject to referendum in 30 days by the voters.
Okay.
So they get enough signatures, they can put it on the ballot and.
Yeah. You have
But-
anything?
Well, just that being said, as we've talked before, I don't think, at least, I wouldn't be in favor of just the whole county without
Carte
reaching
blanche.
out to our township representatives to
Oh,
find out
sure.
what the thoughts are,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it may
sure.
it may work somewhere.
It's just a starting conversation and.
Exactly.
And that's all,
I do want to point out, if I could, there's been a lot in the news lately about AES and the standard public offering and electric rates skyrocketing to, 9%, 9 cents a kilowatt hour. Just take an opportunity to remind everybody the deal that we have that's out there for Energy Harbor, that anybody in the unincorporated areas are eligible for, is locked in at 4.1 cents and runs through 2024. So
great.
this increase is on
Good foresight,
on the generation side, not the distribution side. So there's sort of an escape hatch for that if folks want to opt into our program.
And along those lines, I did find out that Beaver Creek, the city of Beaver Creek, also has their own aggregation, and that's through, I think, May of 2023 or July of, it's 2023, so at least it's for a while.
Xenia has it as well.
I don't know
Okay.
if you read the paper, but Dayton is now entertaining to do the same thing.
Yep.
So it's a good deal, for sure. Last, unless you have anything else, Nick. COVID, we went from 43 cases to 171, so we went the wrong way for 2 weeks. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. So everybody stay healthy. You done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're done?